Yes, people, and welcome back to another video on the Bridge YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. I'm your host with the most, the Bridge T58, here to give you the latest Chelsea transfer news. Here we go. So let's start with some of the main news, which is in regards to Mohamed Kudus. Brighton have reached an agreement for Mohamed Kudus for 40 million euros. They're yet to obviously agree with Mohamed Kudus his personal terms, which they are set to agree with him after obviously putting in the 40 million bid, which was accepted by Ajax. So there is that. Fabrizio Romano last night, after I uploaded my video, had reported that watch out for Kudus, and that if Kudus goes to Brighton, it may mean Caicedo has to be sold. So clearly, the indications are from what it's looking like that Caicedo might be getting very close to being sold to us, hopefully to Chelsea Football Club. With this Kudus deal, at the end of the day, some of us thought, maybe possibly the Kudus deal was our way of trying to mess around with Kudus to try to make force Brighton's hand in order for them, obviously to sell Caicedo to us. Maybe that's work. We're yet to see. Obviously, as of right now, which is of 9:30 p.m. UK time, there is no news as of yet, that Mohamed Kudus has been, that Caicedo has been sold to Chelsea Football Club. But you never know, man. We will see on that one indeed. But obviously, it looks like now, if it's not Kudus, it's going to be another player, which we're going to maybe mention soon in the video. So hey, man, hopefully this means that Caicedo is done. But it is what it is. Let's move on. So the next bit of news I'm going to be discussing is on Ian Maatsen. So it seems that the club have really loved what Ian Maatsen has done playing today, and playing in pre-season in particular, I would say, and also the stuff that he's been doing at Brighton. Obviously, as you know, there'd been a rumour that Chelsea had put Maatsen on the market for £25 million, but it doesn't seem to be the case. But Chelsea are set to offer now Maatsen a new long-term contract, which I am very, very happy about. At the end of the day, man, from pre-season, we've seen Maatsen has been cooking. Been doing really well in the third part of the pitch, where he's been playing left wing, right wing, sometimes even in the middle if needed to be, and he's been doing an absolutely great job there, in my opinion. I also think, when you're looking at it, Sterling's been doing poor and Maatsen's been doing a great job there as well. And, I think for me, what makes it even better is that Maatsen can also play left back. And we know that Chilwell defensively has been quite suspect, if we're being honest, even though he's been providing a good amount of stuff in going forward, but defensively he's been quite suspect this season. Cucurella's looking like a car crash in my opinion, not been doing great as well. But having someone like Ian Maatsen, a top player, being a young top player who, as I've said to you guys previously, did really well at Burnley under the Burnley manager Vincent Kompany, I should say. And listen, at the end of the day, man, keeping him is the great thing anyway, in my opinion. So we move on that one seriously. But if the Maatsen news is true, in which we're trying to offer him a new contract, you know what that means. Someone has got to go at the left back area, and let's go on to Marc Cucurella. So there's some big news in regards to Marc Cucurella as well. Apparently the club were not impressed by him in pre-season, and to be honest, you can't blame him. This guy, as usual, where's my R1 button? Bish bash bong. Using the R1 button non-stop, just going away, very rash, not providing that much in attack either. So, at the end of the day, man, I can understand the club's decision to be saying, look, man, this guy's not cooking, he's not working for us at all, let's try to move on. As you know, previously it's been reported that around about 30 to 35 million is what the club is looking for Cucurella, but it seems that they are now actively looking to get him to be moved on. So it's definitely looking like Cucurella's time is limited at the football club, and we'll see. I think for him, it's going to be maybe a later down in the window if he's going to be able to make a move, and if the club are going to be able to move. I do think the club are probably going to have to take a loan of him with an option to buy, because of the fact of how bad he's played, and is he going to be attractive enough for other clubs to go for, such as a Newcastle, who have been linked to him, and any other club, whether it be in La Liga, whether it be in the Prem or any other league. So again, we have to wait and see on that one, in my opinion, at the end of the day. So that's pretty much it in regards to Marc Cucurella. Now let's move on to the Dusan Vlahovic news. So there's been a lot of news being reported in regards to that. So according to Roman Agresti, it's been reported that Pochettino is still thinking about whether or not to bring Vlahovic in. Vlahovic himself would be open to coming to Chelsea Football Club, apparently, if Juventus and Chelsea were able to come to an agreement for Lukaku plus cash for him. And before I say the other bit of news in regards to that, let's get something straight, in my opinion. at the end of the day, again, I've said this in the previous, I'll say this again. Vlahovic is not my cup of tea, but if he's open to come to the club, that's a good thing at the end of the day. Clearly he seems to be attracted by us, and at the end of the day, we don't want mercenaries to come to our club. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be playing over the top money, and the club has already, sort of solved that, in my opinion, with the wage structure they've been, given to these players. So if he's open to come to us, that's a good thing at the end of the day, because obviously there's been a few reports from very, very tier 4, tier 5 sources saying he doesn't want to come to the football club, but clearly he does, and that's a good thing. So the question, I think, for me is going to be the fee, in my opinion. Do I think Pochettino's probably going to want him? I wouldn't be surprised if Pochettino takes him. I think, for me, you got a question: does Pochettino trust Broha enough, to be doing, a good enough job in his position right now? And I don't think he does, in my opinion. Maybe that's just my school of thought, but I don't believe he does, clearly. So I think what's going to happen, Vlahovic is probably going to be coming to the football club. I'll be real with you guys. With the situation now and the way things are, shaping up, I think probably you're going to be seeing a deal for Vlahovic getting done next week. So I think that's one to wait and see on, in my opinion. And let's move on now to Robert Sanchez. He's been announced today as the Chelsea goalkeeper. Obviously you can see in the thumbnail, which is going to be right over there. You can see there's a little over there, yeah, obviously over there. There's a nice little picture of him, and obviously, holding the badge and doing the little thing, what I'm saying, the usual stuff. But I don't know, he's the goalkeeper now. Apparently, the rumor is that he's gonna be competing with Kepa, but with the thought of him gonna be taken over Kepa by I don't know when. So listen, man. To be honest, I've said this before. Yeah, has he got good distribution? Yes, but at the end of the day, man, it's like a minimal upgrade, bro. It's like going from a Volkswagen Golf to a Volkswagen to like a Nissan Almera. It's literally no difference, in my opinion. So listen, man. At the end of the day, he's our player. We wish him the best of luck. Hopefully, he can do as best as he can. But hopefully, my initial thoughts and opinions on him are wrong, and he flourishes and does well at Chelsea, and he does another Mendy. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, Mendy had a great 1 season and a half at the football club, produced magnificent things as a goalkeeper, and that's probably what we're hoping for with Sanchez. So hey, man, we'll see on that one indeed. And finally, before we continue on, let's talk about my boy Michael Olise. So, it's been brought up that Chelsea have had a verbal bid for £25 million to Crystal Palace for Michael Olise, and that's again a big Michael Olise, which is a big thing anyway. But it's also been said that person terms and agreed, and that he prefers a move to Chelsea over Manchester City. So I'm saying the player wants us a lot. He wants us over Manchester City. You know what I mean? We're massive. You know what I'm saying? Look at that, man. Look at that Man City man. Them. You know what I'm saying, man? Winning a treble, and they still can't attract these players. Hey ho, we move bombastically. But anyway, he clearly, that's a good thing for us. At the end of the day, we're able to attract top talent, such as Michael Olise. Obviously, he's from London. He's played at the Chelsea Academy, aka Cobham, for a few years. Apparently, his spot is still even at the academy. Obviously, you've got that large French contingent now at the football club. Disasi, Benoit, Fofana, Uguchukwu, as well as another one. The list goes on and on. So listen, man, we've got that huge contingent there. You know what I'm saying? We've got the IC3 brothers there too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe come on, man, come and enjoy the IC3 gang. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can get that one sorted out. It seems that for me, maybe Chelsea are still obviously looking at the hamstring injury, but I think the hamstring injury touchwood should be good enough, and we should be able to buy him. And I think probably with him, you're looking at maybe next week, probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, to see if that deal is going to go through, and I do believe that one will go through. So listen, man, Michael Olise, obviously the big part of my thumbnail right over there. I was a big fan of him. I'm a big fan of his. You guys know that. I think he provides, as I've said to you before, unlike Kudus, a lot more final third action in terms of final balls, and that's something that Chelsea have been missing for quite a long time. Obviously, we had Mount and Havertz who weren't really good at final third passes, in my opinion, and now you've got guys like Matson providing good final third passes. You've got Mudryk who's looking sharp, providing those balls. Obviously, you haven't seen Madueke yet. Matson's been looking very sharp, being able to do that too. You've got Nkuku as well. So listen, man, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see indeed in that one too. And finally, to finish it completely all off, Lewis Hall is set to go to Leicester, to Crystal Palace on loan. Apparently the agreement is very close to be done, but first he's going to sign a contract at Chelsea Football Club, a long-term contract, so that he can go out on loan to Chelsea. Are big fans of his at the end of the day. It's going to be interesting to see, is he going to be playing centre mid, or is he going to be playing left back? If he's playing centre mid and he plays as good as he has been, as he's done at left back, I don't mind. But listen, at the end of the day, man, with Lewis Hall, it's going to be a great experience for him. Going to be going to a good top mid-table club anyway, and he's going to be able to get a lot of experience he's playing alongside Eze, Decore, that sort of midfield type, you know, workman-like midfield. So listen, man, we're going to see if he's good enough, and I wish nothing more but good luck to Lewis Hall. And that's the video, guys. Obviously, you guys know I do a live stream at 8 p.m. usually on this day, but because there was so little news, and you know, I was barely able to even get into the 10 minutes that I usually do, I thought I'd give you a nice little short, relaxed video, condensed with all the stuff that came out. And plus, there's not that much news anyway in general to talk about. Hopefully tomorrow, which is Sunday, and Monday, we get some big bomber news, and you know, you'll see me back on the live stream action. But that's the video, you guys. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and as always, stay blue.